If your scalp itches, flakes, or feels irritated, hair growth becomes much harder. I'll explain what those symptoms actually mean and how scalp health directly affects growth. Let's start with why most men misread scalp issues. Most guys think an itchy scalp is just dry skin, or they think flakes are just dandruff. No big deal. Just grab some head and shoulders and call it a day. Wrongo. Here's what's actually happening. When your scalp itches or flakes, that's not just a surface problem. That's your scalp screaming at you that something is broken underneath. Think of your scalp like soil in a garden. If the soil is dry, cracked, and full of weeds, you're not going to grow any tomatoes. You're not growing anything at all. Your hair follicles are the same way. When your scalp is inflamed, itchy, or covered in flakes, your hair follicles are suffocating. They're trying to grow hair in a hostile environment. And here's the kicker. Most guys ignore it. They think, oh, it's just a little itch. I'll deal with it later. But later turns into months, and those months turn into years. More shedding, more thinning, and more frustration. I remember when my scalp started getting itchy a few years back. I thought it was just stress or maybe I needed a new shampoo. So I ignored it. A big mistake. Because what I didn't realize at the time was that my scalp was inflamed, and inflamed scalps don't grow hair. They shed hair. So let's talk about what's actually going on under your scalp when it's itchy or flaky. There are two main culprits here. Number one, seborrheic dermatitis. Fancy name, but all it means is your scalp is inflamed and producing too much oil. This happens when a fungus called Malassezia, which lives on everyone's scalp, by the way, that's overgrowing. When Malassezia grows into overtime, it breaks down the oils on your scalp and releases fatty acids that irritate your skin. Your scalp gets red, it gets itchy, it flakes, and your hair follicles, they're sitting in the middle of a war zone. Research shows that people with seborrheic dermatitis have significant higher rates of hair shedding. Not because the condition kills the follicles, but because the inflammation disrupts the hair growth cycle. Your follicles get pushed into the resting phase early, and when that happens, they shed. Number two, product buildup and clogged pores. A lot of guys don't realize this, but if you're using a heavy styling products like gels, pomades, sprays, and you're not washing them out properly, they are still sitting on your scalp. Day after day, week after week, that buildup clogs your pores. It traps oil and dead skin, and it creates the perfect environment for bacteria and fungus to thrive. It's like trying to grow grass on a parking lot. It's just not gonna happen. And here's the thing, you might not even see the flakes. Sometimes the buildup is invisible, but your scalp feels tight, itchy, or just off. That right there is your sign. Now, if you've been dealing with this and you're ready to hit reset, that's exactly why we put together the Starter Reset Kit. Head over to watchstallionmain.com, add the Main Growth Elixir to your cart, and use the code FRESHSTART at checkout. The scalp stimulator gets added automatically at no extra cost. Think of it like this. The stimulator preps the soil and the elixir feeds the roots. All right, let's keep going. Here's where things get worse. When your scalp itches, what do? You scratch it. And yeah, scratching feels good for like 5 seconds, but then you're stuck in what dermatologists call itch-scratch cycle. Yeah. You scratch, your scalp gets more irritated, it itches more, and then you scratch some more. And every time that you scratch, you're doing two things. One, you're damaging your hair follicles. When you scratch aggressively, you're literally tearing at the skin around your follicles. You're creating micro tears. You're causing inflammation. And inflamed follicles don't grow hair. They shed hair. Two, you're breaking your hair strands. Ever notice short, broken hairs on your pillow or on your sink? That's not shedding, that's breakage. When you scratch, you're snapping your hair off of the shaft. It's like taking a pair of scissors to your hair every time that you itch. There's even a condition called trichorhexis nodosa, which is just a fancy way of saying your hair shaft is so damaged that it breaks off in chunks. And a lot of times this is caused by scratching. I had a buddy who used to scratch his scalp constantly, like all the time. In meetings, while driving, watching TV. He thought it was just dry skin, and I thought he had the piojos. Turns out he had seborrheic dermatitis, and all that scratching, it made it worse. His hair started thinning at the crown, not because of the genetics, but because of the inflammation and the breakage. Once he stopped scratching and started treating his scalp, his hair came back. Now, let's talk about flakes. Most guys see flakes and think, oh, I got dandruff. I'll just use some anti-dandruff shampoo. And yeah, that might help a little bit, but here's what you need to know. Flakes are dead skin cells. And when your scalp is shedding skin faster than normal, that's a sign that something is wrong. It could be seborrheic dermatitis, it could be psoriasis, it could be a product buildup, it could even be an allergic reaction to your shampoo. But whatever it is, those flakes are a symptom, not a problem. And here's the part that most guys don't realize. Flakes clog your pores. When dead skin cells pile on your scalp, they mix with oil and create this thick, sticky layer that suffocates your follicles. It's like trying to breathe through a pillow. Your follicles can't get oxygen, they can't get nutrients, and they definitely can't grow hair. Research from the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology shows that scalp conditions like dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis are directly linked to increased hair shedding. Not because the flakes themselves cause hair loss, but because the inflammation and buildup disrupt the hair growth cycle. Your follicles get stuck in that resting phase. And when you're stuck, they're not growing. So if you've got flakes, don't just cover them up with a hat. Deal with the root cause. Here's something that most guys don't think about. Your environment is making your scalp worse. If you live in places like Houston, hot, humid, sweaty, your scalp is producing more oil. And more oil means more food for malassezia, which means more inflammation, more itching, more flakes. On the flip side, if you're somewhere cold and dry, your scalp is dehydrated. And dehydrated skin flakes, it cracks, it itches. Either way, your follicles are suffering. And then there's water quality. If you've got hard water, which 80% of households do, you're washing your hair with water that's loaded with minerals. Calcium, magnesium, iron. Those minerals build up on your scalp. They create a film. It clogs your pores and it makes it harder for your hair follicles to grow. It's like washing your hair with liquid chalk. I actually recently installed a shower filter just a couple months ago, and honestly, I can definitely feel a difference. My scalp feels less dry, less tight. The water just feels softer. It's not a game changer on its own, but it's one less thing working against your scalp. In case anyone is interested in the one that I recommend, I'll link it down below. All right, so what do you actually do about this? Here's a plan. Step 1, stop scratching. I know it's hard, but every time that you scratch, you're making it worse. If your scalp itches, tap it. Don't scratch it. Step number 2, clean your scalp properly. You need to wash your hair 2 to 3 times a week with a gentle sulfate-free shampoo. And when you wash, actually massage your scalp. Use your fingertips, not your nails. Circular motions, medium pressure. This removes buildup, increases blood flow, and it helps your follicles breathe. Step 3, exfoliate your scalp once a week minimum. Use a scalp scrub or a brush to remove dead skin or product buildup. Think of it like exfoliating your skin. You wouldn't let dead skin pile up on your face, right? Well, the same goes for your scalp. Step 4, treat the inflammation. If you've got seborrheic dermatitis or dandruff, you need ingredients that actually fight the fungus and calm the inflammation. Ketoconazole is the gold standard. It's an antifungal that kills malassezia and reduces flaking. Zinc pyrithione is another one. It normalizes skin cell turnover and reduces inflammation. And natural options like tea tree oil, neem, and rosemary can help soothe your scalp and reduce inflammation as well. Step number 5, nourish your scalp. Once your scalp is clean and calm, you need to feed it. Use oils that support scalp health and hair growth. Things like black seed oil, peppermint oil, and gotu kola. These ingredients reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and create a healthy environment for your follicles to grow. And here's the key: consistency. You can't do this once and expect miracles. You gotta make it a part of your routine. Now, if you're dealing with an itchy, flaky scalp and you want to know the exact routine that I use to keep my scalp healthy and my hair growing, I made a full step-by-step tutorial breaking down my entire scalp care routine. It's the same routine that helped me go from a dry, irritated scalp to a clean, healthy one that actually grows hair. Click on the video on the screen right now and I'll walk you through it. Let's go.